You have wired your brain so that you genuinely dislike going to the gym. And in this video, I'm going to help you rewire your brain so you actually enjoy going to the gym. And on the days that you don't want to go, you're able to actually push through and stay consistent. Now, the real problem that you're not going to the gym and you're not staying consistent like you want to is probably not what you think. The real problem is genuinely just because your dopamine baseline is completely fucked. Now, what is dopamine? Dopamine is basically the brain's reward chemical, but it is also responsible for motivation. So if you have lots of dopamine, you're going to feel very happy, very motivated, and ready to tackle shit. But if you don't have much dopamine, then you're going to feel pretty depressed and sad. Like, you know the days when you're just in your room and you're kind of sad. You don't know why you're that sad, but you're just kind of depressed. And you don't even know what to do. You're just like, bro, this is sad. Well, those are the days that you don't have much dopamine. And it's likely because your dopamine baseline is really fucked. And your dopamine baseline is basically the amount of dopamine that you're gonna be at when you're not doing anything, when you're just in your room, when you're kind of just sat there. Like if you were in an empty room, if you were in like a blank white empty room and you had nothing with you, you're gonna either feel really shit or you're gonna feel pretty happy about yourself. And if you feel happy, it's because you have a good dopamine baseline and your baseline's pretty high and you feel pretty good about yourself. But if it's low, then you're going to feel pretty bad about yourself. You're going to be kind of sad. You're just going to be in a bad mood. So we can imagine this is what we start with. This is the dopamine baseline that we start with. And a lot of people, like 99% of people, they just do activities that fuck their baseline. They just like make their baseline go down and down and down and down. So then over time, when they're not doing much, they're going to feel pretty shit. But there's few people who actually make their baseline go up. For their dopamine baseline, it's going to go up and up and up. So you're going to feel better and better about yourself when you're not doing anything. Now, why am I actually sharing this with you in a video about how to be consistent in the gym? Well, it's because this is directly correlated to how much you go to the gym and how motivated you are to go. Not just motivation, but if you have a good dopamine baseline, you're going to find it way easier to be disciplined. That's why I'm telling you all about this dopamine and almost sciencey stuff so that you can stay more consistent. Because once you understand this, it's going to be much easier for you to take action on the things that I'm going to tell you about. Now, how can we actually bring up this dopamine baseline? Because like I said, most people, that's probably including you, is bringing your dopamine baseline down and down so you're feeling worse and worse over time. How are we going to bring it up? How are you going to be that top 1% person who actually brings up your dopamine baseline rather than deteriorates it? Well, you're going to choose delayed gratification over instant gratification. And I'm going to teach you those two terms right now. Delayed gratification is when you do an activity that doesn't feel so good in the moment, almost uncomfortable, like going to the gym. And it brings your dopamine a little bit lower. But over time, that dopamine, it's actually going to go all the way up, and it's gonna take a little dip, but then it's gonna go up, 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 up. So then in the long run, you're gonna feel better, and that's gonna raise your baseline of dopamine. Now, if we do the opposite of instant gratification, if you're eating junk food, watching porn, playing video games, all these things that you know are not good for you in the long run, but are gonna give you that short boost in dopamine, that's what's gonna bring it down. So it's gonna make you feel really good. It's gonna spike up your dopamine. But over time, that dopamine is going to actually dip all the way even below where it started. Like, you know how delayed gratification, it brings it up above where it started? Well, the instant gratification, it's going to go up, but then bring it down below where it started. So that you're going to start to feel like you almost need to rely on this shit so you can feel good. Because you're going to feel really good, and then you're going to miss that feeling because you're going to be even below where you started. And that's going to lead to you indulging in more instant gratification, and it is this whole spiral that makes you just feel shit about yourself. So we want to avoid instant gratification as much as we possibly can. And a common misconception about motivation is that most people think that motivation will come before action. And in very few cases is that actually true. Most of the time, you're going to have to take action to feel the motivation. So you're going to have to go to the gym when you don't want to. Because I guarantee that if you've never went to the gym before, there's going to be quite a lot of resistance for you to go, and you're not even going to really want to go. But over time, you're actually going to feel motivated and want to go. Because when I first started, I didn't actually want to go to the gym. But literally just yesterday was my rest day, but I went anyway because I actually wanted to go. it's not uncommon for me to actually feel motivated and ready to go to the gym. And sometimes I don't even have to use discipline just because I genuinely want to go to the gym. But when we first are starting out, when we're a beginner, then we're going to need to actually rely on the discipline that we have to build up. And that's why so many beginners quit, because they don't have enough discipline in the first few weeks. And then after you use all that discipline, then it is amazing to continue working the discipline muscle, but you'll notice that you'll be much more motivated to go and need to use it less. This is a trap that some people fall into, where they basically just need to rely on discipline less, and they think they're using discipline to go to the gym, but they're using it less and less because they're feeling more and more motivated to go. Over time, there are going to be days that you need to use the discipline, and those people are the ones who will go a good portion of the time but not stay 100% consistent. So we do need to continue working our discipline muscle if we want to stay consistent and actually build the body that we want. So we are going to reset our dopamine baseline so that we can feel much better about going to the gym rather than pretty shit about it, not actually really wanting to go that much. And we're going to do this by delaying gratification over instant gratification. So start doing delayed gratification activities more than you do the instant gratification activities. Now that is easier said than done because it's very hard to give up these instant gratification activities. But that's what I'm here to help you for. Because on my YouTube channel, I'm going to teach you more and more about how you can actually be ruthlessly consistent in the gym and actually want to go while building this discipline at the same time. So then you can 100% stay consistent in the gym and not miss the days that you said that you actually would go. And that is going to take you time. You're going to start off being like 60% consistent, 70% consistent. I'm honestly more like you're going to start off being like 20% consistent, bro. But if you actually listen to the things that I say, then you are much more likely to start off with a higher number, like 40%, 50%, 60%, and you're going to just keep on going up and up and up. Because for me, I'm pretty much 100% consistent. The last time I didn't go to the gym was because my dentist told me I couldn't go because I would like pop a blood clot in my mouth or something. And that was back in the summer. Now, that was genuinely the last time that I said I would go to the gym, but I didn't. And I knew that I really wouldn't be able to. So I'm not trying to like spit on my own dick right now, but I don't really think that counts much. Just because, like, come on, like a doctor told me I couldn't go, and that was the last time. So if you actually want to be more like me, then go ahead and subscribe to this channel, bro. So we are going to start off with getting you some small wins. So you're going to start maybe picking up the thing off the floor in your room so that you will have a nice and cleaner room that actually uses a bit of discipline and that delays gratification. So start off with small little things and eventually you can actually work your way up to huge things like going to the gym and like having a cold shower. Bro, you know what, this is a side note, but cold showers are honestly one of the best ways to delay gratification. It makes you feel so good right after. Like I just got out of one earlier before this video and I don't know if you can tell, but I am much more like hyped up and everything. It makes me feel good as fuck to just wake up, and I don't actually want to get into cold shower because cold showers is something that genuinely takes a lot of discipline. And it's not like I'm ever really motivated to get in there. So doing that, it makes me feel really good after. And I want to end you off with this quick little note that your brain is not actually on your side. Your brain is the same brain that convinced you to watch porn. Your brain convinced you to eat that chocolate bar. Your brain, it convinced you to do all these things that you knew was bad for you, but your brain just wanted that instant gratification too much. So your brain is not actually on your side. Unless if your brain is making you do delayed gratification activities, then I would not trust that brain. So just listen to me right now when I say you need to start indulging in less instant gratification and start participating in more delayed gratification. Just listen to that and trust me on that, bro.